Hi there, my name is Nicola Delonzo. I'm a priestess of the Dove Oracle, and what that means is I've spent time in a meditational state to receive access to the truth. And speaking of oracling, I oracled on a topic that was super curious and interesting to me, and that is the Alta Major Chakra. And so the Alta Major Chakra is a chakra that sits right at the base of the neck, like the skull, where the spine goes into the back of the head. And this chakra is, of course, across from our throat chakra, but it's so special and so receptive that we kind of gave it its own name because it has a really remarkable functioning in our consciousness. And I think as a collective, we're just starting to come into understanding what it is this guy does, what we can do with it, and that's what we're going to talk about today. What is the Alta Major Chakra? How do we keep it clear, and how do we work with it? And so I want to jump right in and get into what is this chakra? Like, what are the energies that are at play here? And when I went into the meditation, into the oracle space, and I asked that question, the first words that came through were the words unity consciousness. And I thought this was really curious. And so right after that, it came through with as above, so below. And what I was being shown is that this connection between the Alta Major Chakra and the womb chakra, or the Hara chakra for men, these two work as mirrored reflections of one another, where the womb or the Hara is very much connected with third dimensional reality. It's connected with the earth. It's connected with us birthing new creations into the 3D earthly realm. And the Hara, the Alta Major is very similar, only it's got our connection to the higher dimensions. And it also has to do with birthing creations. But I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. So I was shown in this space also a triangle, and I have heard others speak of this before, and so it was very confirming to me to see this in my own oracle space. But the triangle connects the Alta Major with the throat chakra and then the third eye, and it was showing me that information is passed back and forth through there, and that it's a very steady and sturdy energetic. And it's a small depiction of what's going on the larger scheme with us and our energetic system. And again, the reflection of the Hara or the womb chakra is the inverted triangle. And so again, it's the as above, so below, and the mirrors of one another. So another interesting element that came through with the Alta Major Chakra is it's got a deep connection with our historical information. And I was like curious, like, okay, tell me more about that one. And one of the things that was said was that when we speak information from our Alta Major Chakra, it becomes our history. And so this has to do with recorded messages from maybe your parents, like you're no good or you're not worth the space you take up. Those kind of really negative messages that circulate within our own brain or our consciousness, when we speak them out loud, the Alta Major, the energetics of the Alta Major Chakra actually has it become part of our history. And so this is also why it's so important to really watch what it is you're saying and what it is you're believing about yourself. The Alta Major Chakra is also deeply connected with the crystalline web of the cosmos. And what this means is that the very nature of the makeup of the Alta Major is a reflection of the way that crystals are connected with the entire cosmos, and the way that the cosmos's information stream itself is like a crystalline web. So you can imagine like fiber cords coming to and from crystals, very much like our nervous system. It looked very much like that to me. So it is in connection with this web of the cosmos. It's a connection with the ethers. It's in connection with our capacity for time travel. It's also in connection with our capacity to create portals and to work with portals and to travel portals. And so this is something to be dug into at another time, but good to know that this is all of the energetics that are sitting within the Alta Major Chakra. The Alta Major Chakra is, it holds the structure for communication. And now this was really interesting to me. It was saying that it's like the masculine side of communication, where the feminine side is the actual words or the art that we might create that comes out. So the Alta Major Chakra, what it does is it tends to be the receptor for truth that comes in as light. And then in that space, in that energetic dynamic, it will actually translate information for the listener or for the receiver, and being you. And so what it will do is translate that light language, that light information, into words, if that's how you easily receive information, or even pictures or felt sense for you or whatever. And I also found it was curious because it'll do it in the context of like whatever language you speak. So if you speak English, for example, that's how you're going to hear information. I've always been curious, like how is it that truth doesn't come through in some random language? How come it's always in mine? And so this is the place where it's happening. It comes through, and my Alta Major will then put it into English because that's the language I speak. The Alta Major Chakra is also a birthing center and a womb for creativity. And I found this really curious and interesting too, because we think of that as, you know, like I said, like the womb chakra or the third chakra, the belly, maybe even including the second chakra. But it is a space and place where light information can come in, and if the person either isn't ready for that information or will be better served by it at a later date, it will sit and be held in the Alta Major Chakra. And so this is sometimes where our headaches come from. It's information that's ready to come forth, but for whatever reason, we as a human being are scared of it or aren't ready to hear it, and so we block it ourselves. It's not all headaches, it's some. And I wanted to get into 3 tips for clearing the Alta Major Chakra. And the first thing comes from Marguerite Rigoglioso of the Seven Sisters Mystery School. And what she talks about is imagining yourself unplugging a cord coming right from that chakra and plugging it into the creator or a being that you feel can handle that energetics. So you want to unplug it from the back of your head, plug it in to the creator, and then take a golden light ball and put that around that chakra, because it's like newly cleared, and it will be highly, attractive to other energies that want to get in there. So what you want to do is put a golden light ball around it and keep it safe and keep it protected. And then another thing you can do is feed your Alta Major. And the way to do that is to have high vibrational connections. So what this means is you can plug it into another star system. You can plug it into the energetics of unity consciousness. Really, you can plug it into anything you want more information about. You just, at the end, want to be really careful to unplug it and put that golden light ball up again and keep your own sovereignty as a being, because that's very important. And one piece of information that made me laugh kind of is that singing. So singing, the Alta Major loves singing, because what happens when we sing, not only is the truth being delivered, but so are sacred geometries that are coming in. So it's like when we think of the science of music and the math of the different scales, this translates into sacred geometry on a lot of levels. And so when we sing, not only are we delivering truth, but we are bringing in much higher vibrational information that's connected with that truth. And so those are the 3 tips that I wanted to share with you about the Alta Major Chakra, keeping it clear, how to work with it, and what it is. And then the last piece that I just thought was super interesting had to do with creative people. And why is it that we see most creative people as outside of the box? And that's because they either have a very clear Alta Major Chakra, or they could be plugged into two places at the same time. So when you think about like maybe a Hollywood actor or a very famous artist, they're plugged into Hollywood, and then maybe they're plugged into the Pleiades, or maybe they're plugged into the Sirius star system. So this is also something to keep in mind, that you really want to clear out all energies that are sitting in there, put that golden light around it, and then work with it, play with it. All right, guys, thanks for listening. I hope you got something out of that, and have a great day.